Hello everybody, and welcome to Bearded Skull Productions, the channel where I bring you along for the ride with me. In today's video, I would like to discuss a topic regarding the bike that I am sitting on, the 2019 Harley Davidson Sport Glide. This will be applicable to the 2018 model as well. And just a disclaimer, I am not putting this bike in any particular category, nor am I saying that any bike is particularly suited to any type of demographic of person. It's just a fun little topic for discussion. So what is that topic, you may ask? Well, that topic is the Sport Glide the young man's bagger? Oftentimes you hear bikes that are placed in the touring family referred to as old man bikes or geezer glides. Well, my thought process is, well, they made a softail that is pretty much from the factory set up for long distance touring, but has many features that appeal to a younger rider or a younger demographic of riders. So in today's video, I would like to discuss some of those features and why I feel this bike is a young man's touring bike. To start off is one of the most obvious things that makes this thing a bit more suited for touring from the factory than any of the softail models, and that would be the fairing. Now, I'm not gonna speak on the quality of the fairing, but the fact that they included a fairing meant that they were trying to make this bike geared towards riding distance. But having the option to remove that fairing in seconds is what makes that feature geared towards a younger generation, because us young guys, we love to just change everything, and having options, it makes us feel more interested and connected. Having features makes us, it intrigues us. And the same can be said for the saddlebags. I'll go ahead and give you guys a better look at those if you haven't seen them here in a little bit. Some other features that kind of make me believe that this bike is geared more towards touring is the front suspension. Most of your softail models, you get your standard front suspension. On the Sport Glide, however, and this may be true for a few other models, I haven't done extensive research on this, but with the Sport Glide, you get the inverted front suspension that you would find on the touring family, such as the Street Glide, the Road Glide, Road King, you know what I'm talking about. But at the same time, you still maintain that softail kind of stripped down look, especially when you remove the removable items, the fairing and saddlebags. So why exactly would a young man want to choose this over a arguably more capable touring machine that you could find in the touring family? Well, we'll touch on that after we're away from this train. Okay, back to what I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted by that train. Is why do I feel that this bike is a young man's touring bike? Well, that is simply because it doesn't fall into the touring family, so automatically there's that. Because for some reason, bikes in the touring family are just automatically dismissed as old man bikes by a lot of people. I don't personally feel that way. if I felt like shelling out the cash, I would be riding a road glide right now instead of the Sport Glide. But I am also very happy with my choice in the Sport Glide. So why is it? A, because it's not in the family, and B, just the styling of it. It looks more sleek and refined than your usual big bulky bagger. The lines of this bike kind of flow. Looks a bit more cleaned up and slimmed down as compared to... I'm going up to the front of this. Where was it? The lines of the bike are a bit more slimmed down, refined. It's just not as much of a road sofa as some of the touring bikes have been so aptly named. And I guess us young guys don't want as much of the comfort. We care more about the style, the look of the bike, rather than the functionality, which, although not as functional as a touring bike, still the Sport Glide is a very capable and functional machine. Can't really give it any marks down on what it lacks, especially compared to any of the other Softail models. Sure, you don't have your big old stereo and GPS navigation, but that's what happens when you get a Softail rather than a touring bike. But the main point is, you've got a much more stripped down, refined bike at a more reasonable price point for someone in the younger demographic that they can handle a bit easier than the large road sofa that is a touring bike. And it kind of stands out a little bit better, which is another thing that the younger demographic likes to do. We like to stand out, we like to be different. And so those are just a few key points as to why I believe the Harley Davidson Sport Glide is the young man's touring bike. I want to know what you guys think about this topic. Do you think this is the young man's touring bike or the budget bagger? Let me know down in the comments below what you think. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I thought I was going to have a bit more to say on this subject, but that appears to be the end of my thoughts. So, if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and drop a like on it. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that bell icon to be notified of future uploads. And until next time, I appreciate all of you. Be safe out there, and I'll catch you next time.